Walk into a McDonald's in the United States, and you'll get a familiar experience. Fast, predictable, and heavily standardized. Walk into one in Australia. It is often referred to as Macca's, and it feels like a different company. The menu is more local, the coffee rivals independent cafes, and the brand feels embedded in everyday life rather than imposed on it. Same company, same logo, but a completely different outcome. That contrast isn't just about fast food. It's a powerful lesson in how success actually works. And it teaches us a powerful lesson for our own life and career. At a glance, you might assume global dominance comes from consistency. Do the same thing everywhere, protect the brand, enforce standards. That's the traditional top-down model. And in many places, it works. But Australia tells a different story. Did you know that when Starbucks entered the Australian market, it followed that exact playbook? Premium positioning, uniform stores, a fixed idea of what customers should want. It failed. Not quietly, but dramatically. Australians already had a strong coffee culture, and Starbucks didn't adapt fast enough to meet it. McDonald's, on the other hand, took a bottom-up approach. Instead of insisting on its global identity, it allowed Australians to reshape it. The nickname Macca's wasn't created by executives. It came from customers. Rather than resisting, the company embraced it, even putting the name on some signage. That single move signaled respect. It said, "We're not here to dominate, we're here to belong." From there, the changes went deeper. Menus were localized in meaningful ways. Items like the Macca's burger, higher quality Angus options, and creative desserts reflected Australian tastes rather than American assumptions. Health-conscious choices like grilled wraps, salads, better ingredients were introduced not as token gestures, but as genuine options. Then came McCafe. Launched in Melbourne in 1993, it entered one of the most competitive coffee cultures in the world. Instead of offering subpar fast food coffee, McDonald's invested in real espresso machines, trained baristas, and cafe-style environments. In some locations, coffee became more profitable than burgers. That's not just adaptation, it's transformation. Over time, Australia became a testing ground for innovation. Digital ordering, delivery systems, and menu ideas were refined there before being exported globally. Why? Because the market is demanding. If something works in Australia, it's likely strong enough to work in other places with appropriate local adaptations. Meanwhile, in the United States, McDonald's has often struggled to balance nostalgia with innovation. It tries to appeal to everyone, which can lead to diluted identity and slower adaptation. The result is a brand that feels stuck. It seems to be caught between what it was and what it needs to become. So what's the real difference? It comes down to flexibility. One version of McDonald's protects its identity, the other evolves it, and that distinction applies directly to personal success as well. Many people approach life the way failing companies approach markets. They cling to a fixed identity, resist feedback, and assume what worked before will keep working. But the world changes. Environments shift, expectations rise. If you don't adapt, you don't just stand still, you fall behind. The individuals who succeed tend to follow a different model. They observe their environment, listen carefully, and adjust without losing their core values. They treat life less like a rigid plan and more like an ongoing experiment. That's exactly what McDonald's did in Australia. It didn't abandon its identity, it refined it in response to reality. Welcome to Macca's. And that's the real takeaway. Here are 4 simple lessons you can apply in your own life. Be flexible, not fixed. Your past success doesn't guarantee future results. Stay open to change, even when it challenges your assumptions. Listen to your environment. Pay attention to what people actually respond to, not what you think they should respond to. Feedback is information, not criticism. Adapt your strengths to fit the moment. You don't need to reinvent yourself completely. Like McDonald's, keep your core, but express it differently depending on the situation. Treat life as a testing ground. Try new approaches, refine what works, and discard what doesn't. Progress comes from iteration, not perfection. Success isn't about forcing the world to accept you as you are. It's about becoming someone the world naturally responds to. If this video was helpful and brought you some clarity, a like and a subscription are the best ways to stay informed with us. If you enjoyed this, you'll love our next video. Stay tuned.